We're back, everybody. I'm Alan Garber, here with another product review. This is a brand new product we released last month. It's our countertop epoxy and our primer sealer. This is offered in 2 different sizes. It's a 3-gallon and a 1.5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna be going over what this is in this video, as well as what the typical applications are for, and anything else that you might need to know in order to be able to work with this product. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a project, and you're gonna see that from start to finish. And we're gonna start that right now. So, all right, everybody. What we did was we took a piece of wood to represent a countertop, and we primed and sealed it. We'll talk about primer and sealer at a later date in another video. So what we're gonna focus on here is the countertop epoxy, and this stuff is great. It's fantastic. We're gonna mix some up and we're gonna coat this. We're gonna go through the process of how we're just gonna create a design on here and then how it finishes. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna mix up about, I don't know, 96 ounces, just to make it even. This is a 2-to-1 mixture, so it's 100 parts of A to 45 parts of B, and if you're mixing by weight. If you're mixing by volume, it's just a straight 2-to-1 pour. Okay, so we got this all poured up in one bucket. This formulation is pretty darn forgiving, so mixing it in one single bucket, it's not typically a problem unless your bucket is mismarked here. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this up. If you've mixed our liquid glass or used our liquid glass product, then you'll be familiar with how this mixes, with how it measures out by volume. Just follow the same instructions and it should be fairly simple and straightforward. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this. It should be about 8 to 10 minutes of mixing. Don't be concerned about bubbles. We'll address those later as soon as it goes on. Like I said, this formulation is extremely forgiving. Okay, all right, so we're done mixing the epoxy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go for like a little white and black with a little bit of gold marble look, and we're gonna use Eye Candy's Ninja Black. We're also gonna use Supercolors White and Eye Candy Chrysanth Gold. And I might actually, give me 1 second, I'm gonna go grab our black. I might also use a color backing for this just so that we can get a deeper dark black, but give me just a second. Boom. There we go. So I'm gonna pour these out. I'm gonna pour a little bit out here. That's gonna be one black. This will be another one. And this will be the gold. And we're only gonna use a little bit of the gold. And what's left here, actually that might be too much gold. So I'm gonna pour a little bit back. The rest of this is gonna be white. All right, so remember when I said this was extremely forgiving? This, unlike other epoxies, can stay in this mass that they are in now and not overheat for quite some time. Like, this gives you a ton of working time. The typical working time once poured out is roughly 60 to 80 minutes, giving you a heck of a lot of time. I know it's not awesome for production, however, it gives you a lot of time to get your designs right and to make sure that everything in there is exactly the way you want it and as detailed as you want that design to be. So it gives you a lot of freedom. That's a huge bonus from using our countertop epoxy resin. We're gonna hook this guy back up. We're just gonna put the white. See, look how milky that is. You want something that looks just like milk. At least for this application. You see this gold? I mean, it looks like liquid gold. That's awesome, check that out. That's pretty sick. All right, so now for the black dye. Well, black pigment from us, from Supercolors. It's gonna be real easy. I mean, that's jet black. I mean, that is jet black. For any of those of you out there that haven't used our Supercolors, if you're looking for a liquid pigment and you're looking to get anything from like a translucent to a true jet black, man, this Supercolors black is awesome. And we'll get this guy right here. All right, here we go. So really easy. You can figure out how you want to do it. You know, you can come across, you can draw on it if you want. You kind of see some pores. And if you can just kind of mar it, and then you can see exactly where you want to pour things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come across here and get a little messy. That's all right. Put that to the side. I'm gonna come over here. Black there. And it's whatever you want. It's however you want to do it. You're not really going to screw it up. It's real easy. And you just come back through and refill empty areas. Come in here with our jet black. Now here, I'm just gonna start running veins, kind of mixing these guys together. So I'm gonna move from black out, right, to white in. That's gonna start giving it a whole lot of characteristic. See how you can break this up, mess with it? It's very, very forgiving. Now, since this is all kind of in there, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix this up and I'm gonna start laying little gold veins in here to kind of accent this whole thing. I'm just gonna put a couple in here right now because they're gonna disperse just a little bit, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pop these bubbles. And how I'm gonna pop these bubbles is with denatured alcohol. All right, so give me 1 second. Grab that denatured. So I'm just gonna spritz it across the top. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna pop all those surface bubbles, and then all the bubbles underneath are gonna start rising to the top and then popping a lot. You can kind of see it right over here. You see those little tiny bubbles popping? You see that? It's just happening right there. I just saw it happen. You see it already transformed it. It already took all those bubbles. You don't want to super flood this because it'll jack everything up. But you can see it's kind of already having a nice little effect on it. And there's really nothing wrong with whatever you do. Now, if you have a client and they want something to look a certain way, then yeah, maybe be a little bit more or less cavalier on what you're doing. But I mean, I'm just sitting here messing with it. I don't have a design in mind at all. Just picked my colors and just went to town. I'm gonna come in more with some of those veins. See some more bubbles, so I'm just gonna hit that. Boom. Hit it again. And that should be good. We should be good to go. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take these gloves off and I'm gonna go eat lunch because me and Steven are starving. So we'll see you back in about maybe an hour, and this thing should be nice and tacked up, and we can pull the tape. It'll start dripping. At that point, it'll be gelled enough to where it's gonna hold this design. And then once you pull that tape, it's gonna run over the side and still hold that and then cover the sides. So, all right, we're gonna go eat. We'll talk to you in a little bit. See ya. All right, guys, we're back. We ate lunch, and right now I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tape. Here's how I know whether it's a good time to pull the tape or not. So you're gonna take a look, you're gonna pull this tape back right here. You're gonna fold it over. You see when it's not running down that line real quick, it's barely moving. That's when you know it's at the right gel stage to go ahead and pull the tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and then we'll see what we get. All right, so we're gonna put this over to the side here. So to get this to go and flow over the sides evenly, you're gonna wanna rub here. It's doing a pretty good job over here. You're gonna wanna break the surface tension right here, just like that. And don't worry about it. That's gonna allow it to flow over evenly, and it won't mess the look that you're going for. I'm gonna do that all the way around, so it flows over evenly. You can even use some of the stuff that's dripping off to go ahead and break that surface tension. All right, so we pulled the tape here all the way around, then we rubbed all the corners down and the sides to break the surface tension, and that allows the epoxy to then flow over evenly. You can kind of see that going on in the front. That way, all your sides, it's a continuous design, and it's gelled to the point already where when you pulled that tape, it was just the excess that ran off. It was not your design running off the board. That's something that you pay extra attention to because otherwise you're gonna ruin your entire design if you pull it too early. It'll just run way too fast, and it'll pull your design off the surface. So we're gonna go ahead and let this drip for a little bit, and once it stops dripping, that's when you wanna come by with a scraper, and you can scrape the bottom, or you can walk away and come back and then hit it with an orbital sander underneath tomorrow or the next day, and be just fine, ready to go. All right? Okay, I want you to come here and look at this. This way, you guys will know what to do. Right about there, you can kind of see it. Can you see that? It's right here. It's a little piece of dust. So if you're looking through and you're trying to figure out, well, crap, how am I gonna figure out, or how am I gonna take care of that? Well, now's the perfect time to do it. You pulled your tape, it's dripping, it's gelled to where you want it. See, it's barely dripping. All you have to do is take something and touch it, push it in. I'm like shaky. Drink one of those energy drinks, but right there, see? Boom. All I did was push it in. It's gonna re-level itself out, and you're good to go. And you can just move on to the next one. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just going through looking for imperfections, Some you can take out, like, nope, just push that in there again. So some you can take care of by pulling it out if it's like a long hair or something, but if you've got little dust particles kind of breaking the surface here, you just kind of push them in there, like push them into the epoxy, and you just basically bury it. We're back. This thing looks gorgeous, gorgeous. What we got to do now, it's gelled to the point where we can go ahead and scrape all these little things around here, stalactites, stalagmites, whatever. I can't even remember which one goes up and which one goes down. But anyways, that's what we're gonna do. So all we're gonna do is use a scraper. So there's two ways to deal with these. Either you can leave this until the next day because it's gonna take 24 hours to cure. You leave it for the next day, which at that point, you can just come back with an orbital sander and just blast all that away. Or you can take care of it now with a scraper, and that is you just run it along the sides like this. Super easy. All right, so this got super thick. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take off all the excess I can, and I'll just come back tomorrow, and it's fine. All we need to do is come back tomorrow, even out those little undersides with the orbital sander, and we're good to go, man. And that's that. This thing's awesome. I think it's sick. It's got a little gold flake in it. It's got two types of black, our Supercolors black, as well as I think it's Ninja Black from Countertop Pigments, and then our Supercolors white, and that's it. That's it. We just threw a little bit of gold flake in there, ran some little veins. That's it, to give it some, you know, some little je ne sais quoi, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, and leave it for 24 hours, and you're good to go. All right, so we'll see you in the morning, and have a good night. Maybe have a good night, hopefully. All right, everybody, we're back. I'm a little dusty. What I did was I took those drips that hardened. I got to them a little late yesterday, so I wanted to flatten that out with a on the underside with an orbital. That's what I did. So I took an orbital sander, just leveled it all out. It's all good to go, and this thing turned out beautifully. So it's a little dusty in here, but I wiped it down. If you're looking to clean it, you know, clean it with either, really recommend this, but this is our super clean. You just spray it down and then just wipe it clean. Actually, I need a little bit more. Awesome. So that is our video on countertop epoxy. Remember, if you ever have any questions about projects, future projects, application of our products, give us a call at 888-849-0588 or hit us up on superclear@fgci.com. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, hit that notifications button so you guys can see when we have a new video coming out. Right now we're just doing overviews of our products, and then we're gonna start getting into some crazy projects. All right, so thanks for watching. See you guys. Boom.